challenges in front of us as a country. Since the beginning of this show, I have always felt compelled to bring you the best that I've got. Now, there's always a why to doing whatever we do. So, as we go forward and face these challenges, know this: you listeners are my why, because I want to make sure I do everything I can to provide a safe, open, forward-moving space that allows you to call, email, text, or just listen to a guy that wants to help you bring out your own championship qualities to truly make this place better for us all. Lofty goal, idealistic, maybe so. But that's my why, and I look forward to bringing you the best that I've got. This is Richard Chu. Stay tuned.
WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter.
Driving it home with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing ass says, she's driving it home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, you know what? It might be getting a little steamy outside, and there's, authoritarianism is pretty much. I mean, the Republicans aren't even pretending anymore to believe in democracy, and I'm not going to get started on how, this is a republic, it's not a democracy. Well, that's for another time, because we have in studio, making me happy, is Ken Mejia-Beal. He is the treasurer for Youth Outlook. Go to youth-outlook.org.
Yes,
and
please.
Learn more about the work that they do and support them.
Yes, and we have an event August 17th. We're going to have an author's night. We're going to have former Congresswoman Marie Newman, author Nancy Mullen, and WG and Sean Lewis at Skeleton Key Brewery. So come on down, buy tickets.
That's a great night. What?
I mean, it's going to be so much fun. I'm excited about August 17th. It's a Sunday.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It's someone's birthday that day.
Whose birthday is it? Da, 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 da.
I don't think I come out there for my birthday, though. I'd love to do that.
I know, but happy early birthday.
Thank you very much. I'm a Leo. Rar.
I know.
Rar.
Listen, you Leos, so I'm a Sag, and Leos and Sag, we are perfect friendship compatibility, zero relationship compatibility.
Ah, interesting.
Because we can't handle each other in a relationship.
Everyone in my house is either a Leo or a Virgo.
Oh God!
Yeah, 2 Leos, 2 Virgos.
Mirrors everywhere.
I know.
Every room has a mirror.
Wow. So I wouldn't say my husband falls into that. No, he doesn't. But at any rate, my mom's a Pisces, so it's not really fair for me. I think what's early February? Is it?
I don't think
Scorpion,
that's
or is it?
No, Scorpio.
Aquarius.
Yeah, Aquarius. They get along with everyone.
Hi, mommy.
Yeah, Aquarians and Pisces tend to be really good people.
I dated a Pisces. Anyway, let's continue the conversation. Well,
sure.
I feel like the dog from Up today. Squirrel.
I have that effect on people.
I'm looking at there's a fake bug on this arm here, and I totally got distracted.
So no joke, I thought it was real for a moment, and I freaked out for it. I was like, "Oh, I need to vacate." Lady B, open the door.
Let's first of all, let me thank our sponsors.
Yes, let's do
as
that.
you know, we have a new sponsor. Pride Coffee Roasters now sponsors the show, and they are fantastic.
Yes,
I have.
Let's talk about that.
I had today my Mexican blend. It's from the Chiapas area of Mexico.
Okay.
It has dark chocolate and cinnamon. It's fantastic. And folks,
amazing.
Oh my God! So their coffee is okay. Do you drink coffee?
Do I? I drink.
Okay. I'm so happy to have you in studio.
I drank a cup on the way here. I love coffee.
I keep asking guests if they drink coffee, and all of them are like, no, not really. I'm like, okay, I just need to stop asking people on the air.
I'm so confused.
Right?
How there are adults walking this planet over 30 who don't drink. How are you living? What are you doing?
Well, especially when I have I've had a lot of Latino guests, and they're all like, not really. I'm like, what? Who raised you?
Someone didn't do it right.
I'm just saying. Do you have a Keurig? Do you have Adam Seltzer has this sort of vacuum process, and he's got French presses and all kinds of stuff.
So I have a grinder that I can either do with the French press or the Italian blend. I have a full coffee machine with a timer. So when I wake up, it is there for me, and the timer goes off every morning at 3:15 a.m. And I drink all that coffee, and then it goes off again at 12:45 p.m. And that's the last cup I finished before I got here.
You get up at 3 in the morning?
I get up at 3:30 a.m. Yeah.
What is this?
I go to the gym. Yeah. What? So I get up, I drink a pot of coffee. Well, I drink a pot of coffee until the afternoon, and then it starts brewing again. I drink about 15 cups a day.
Whoa!
I drink a lot of
I gotta get you some Pride Coffee Roasters and see what you think. Since you can,
I will.
I will get some of that for you.
That's why I'm so hyped up.
Oh my goodness gracious! I'm sorry. I kind of blacked out when you said that you get up at 3:30 in the morning to go work.
Yeah, 5 days a week. I get to the gym. I try to do 3.10 miles a day, and I do about 40 minutes of weight training a day, 5 days a week.
Okay, so there's a couple things.
Sure.
One, now I understand that when the show is over, you are out because you're like there's like
because I go to bed.
Yes, I understand. I mean, like the doors are still like there's like papers flying out behind you in the office here because you're like, see ya. Like, where did he go?
I'm in bed by 8:30.
Oh my God!
So,
when did you start this?
I started this workout routine in 2019.
Okay.
Because I used to be a 2-pack-a-day smoker. I stopped smoking, and I replaced cigarettes with the gym. The problem is I don't like working out with other people because other people talk to me, and they sweat, and they grunt, and they look at you, and I don't have time for that. So I figured out if I go early enough, it's me and Stan. Hi, Stan.
Hi, Stan.
He is a 75-year-old retired teacher, and it's just us two in the gym by ourselves.
This is the best. You have a workout buddy named Stan.
Yeah, and we say 2 words to each other. He says, "Hey, Ken." I say, "Hey, Stan," and we just go. That's it.
This is amazing.
Years, and that's all we talk.
So you obviously don't tell us where because I don't want anybody else.
Please don't come.
No. So I know I'm like this Steve always like worries that I'm gonna like ruin someone's life by talking about where they get their coffee and where unless so is it a 24-hour gym?
I mean, as long as Trump is still president, you can't ruin my life. You're fine.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So it's a 24-hour gym.
Absolutely, 24/7.
So I work out at a place that opens. It's open from 6 to 10. They're going to move it to 5 to 10. And a friend of mine who I work out with said she was surprised that it wasn't 5. And I was like, "Who are you?" So she's like really
I am
fit.
that person.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am there. But here's the thing, and this is something I tell anybody with anxiety or ADHD or anything like that. A lot of folks can't get in a good workout because your brain is racing. The great thing about going that early is if there is a problem in my life, in my job, in my whatever, it is too early to do anything about it.
Yes.
So it's kind of like, okay, this is all falling apart, but it's 4 a.m. There's nothing I can do.
Right.
So that it kind of helps my workout because, I have this project due at work. Yeah, but it's 4 a.m.
Wow.
So
I know my husband right now is because our schedule is my son who will start going back to school again soon. So I get him around between 6:30 and 7.
Yeah.
Right. So and I get him ready for school. My husband's listening right now. He's like, you cannot leave the house at 5:45 to go work out and be back.
You can. It's the best.
he's
highly
like,
recommend.
I've thought about that. I thought that because I have my friend who I was working out with today. She's like, she just looked at me when I was talking about some of the projects I'm working on during the day and then this and then. She just wide-eyed. She goes, "How do you do all of it?" And I was just like, I don't do all the things that I want to do or need to do.
Got it.
Right. So I've thought recently that I need to get up and do it before everything else. I know.
Do it. And I was just telling a friend of mine last night at the Cyndi Lauper concert, plug for Cyndi Lauper. It was awesome.
Let's talk about that in a minute too.
But I told her, she said, "How do you do it?" I said, the trick is just getting your foot out the bed. Because when my alarm goes off, I still go, I don't want to. But as soon as I put my foot down, it's like the dog jumps out of bed. So now she wants to. So it's like, okay, this is going on without me.
Right.
So once you get it going, you are in there.
I sleep on a foam mattress on the floor next to Declan, right? So that's part of my so what I would do, I would ask Steve in order because I am not good at waking up. Like I am an angry waker upper.
Oh, me too.
When Declan was in the hospital, like these poor nurses, they would wake me up at like 4 a.m. for his medicine, even though we would put notes up saying it's fine to give him his meds, and they would, and I was on a air mattress, and they'd be like, "Mom, mommy, mother, or whatever." They all called me a different name.
Can you not
I felt so bad. Oh, there was one.
Like, what is that?
I have to show you the creepiest picture because they would wake me up and say, "Is it okay if we?" And even though we would have it, like I even bought a little mini dry erase board, and I would block like the path to the other side of the bed.
I need this. I need to see this.
But no, what I did was my friend Tom was like, "You need to take that down." So I bought these because I couldn't hear them come in sometime. I'll tell you, like the craziest things happened when I was at Shirley Ryan. Like one time, I was so stressed, and Declan couldn't walk, and they had like this tent that he was zipped into, and a nurse came. I was in the bathroom, like not presentable. I was like,
I get it.
I was like, I had my arms like over the edge of the rails because it's for people who need wheelchairs and stuff. And I was sitting there like I looked like I was just like just draped over these railings, naked. Okay, I was naked, and it had a sliding door, and I see someone walk by, and I'm like, ah! So because Declan was never going to see me, and I didn't expect they'd already come in for that. So at any rate, and so I bought these bells, like they're little bells, and I thought if I put them on the door, I'll hear when someone's coming in, at least, even if it's like. And I never did that again, by the way.
Yeah,
that was fine. But then I bought another one, and it didn't work. When I opened the door, you couldn't hear it. So I was like, all right, this is what I'll do. I'll string them across from the closet they have for me to his bed, because then they don't have to come to the other side of the bed. Right. There's no reason to go over there, right? Mm-hmm. But if you saw it, and then I put my shoes, like a bunch of shoes on the floor, like in a line.
This is like Home Alone type stuff.
Yes. So my friend was like, he goes, you need to take that down. It looks like some witchcraft is going on.
What are you doing?
It was so bad. But because I was there for almost 7 weeks.
Yeah.
And I don't wake up well. And there was one time someone was shaking me, and I used the F-bomb. Another time I rolled over, and I almost took a swing at somebody.
Well, you can't shake people.
No.
It's jarring.
No.
You can't do that.
It was so disorienting. You forget where you are, and it was bad. I don't think I'm telling the story very well.
It's not
crazy.
putting you in the best light, but that is okay.
I'll show you the picture from 7 mother. I'm like, I'm not your mother. Mom. That's what they always call me. It was more mom, because they call the mom. I'm not your mom. It was well, and I was not alone. I will say this: there was another mother on the floor, other parents on the floor. Like one time, it was because at Shirley Ryan, there's some people really going through it. I'm sure. And from us, we had come to sort of a place of, Declan has had challenges his entire life. Mm-hmm. There were children on this floor who were one of the kids from at the parade at Highland Park, the little boy. There was another girl who had been in a climbing accident, and her mother was standing in the doorway one day, and it was really dark on the floor, and all the nurses were at the desk, and they were just talking and stuff, but she was just standing in the door. She looked like a ghost, and I was like, do you want me to tell him to keep it down? And she goes, I'm just waiting for someone to come suction my daughter. Right. And it was a very, you could hear kids scream, crying in the middle of the night, because a lot of these kids had accidents. There was one in an RV accident, all kinds of stuff.
Got it.
Woo, it was so, yeah. So so anyway, this one mom, I remember, because they would do rounds, and she said it was one of the worst parts of her day, because she takes care of herself, and she would have to do all of her makeup. She would get up at 5 a.m. to do her makeup to look presentable. And then there was one time she was trapped in the cafeteria. She was standing there waiting. She's like, I don't want to walk through them. I go, follow me. I'm like, make a path, right? Because she was just going to stand there and wait till they were done with rounds.
Was she from the South?
Maybe.
Because that's a very Southern.
Yeah. So we were talking about how just, it was hard. A lot of moms on that floor, I maybe got busted for having Tito's and White Claw in my closet.
And I'm not mad at you.
I was not mad at myself about it either. One of the moms, when she found out about it, she was like, can I hang out with you? So then we'd go to a couple of places nearby. Yeah.
Good for you.
Take a little bit of a break.
I used to take my grandmother to her dialysis, and I made friends with a group of men and women who were also bringing their parents to dialysis, and we would go, and we might have had a drink or two, but it was a good it's like therapy. Because you're talking to someone else who gets it.
Exactly.
And so I think we need that.
Yeah, it was a lot, and I know that I'm not alone in this. And like I said, what was also just so sad and how hard it was. Like, I'll tell you some more stuff off the air.
Got it.
Sorry,
Got
folks. Let's take a break here. Oh, continue to thank our sponsors. Go to source.solar. Peter and Warren are scheduled to be in the studio on Thursday. We may have a lot of breaking news going on, so we're going to find out about what the schedule looks like because of everything going on with redistricting and guests in our state and neighboring states, Missouri, Indiana. Anyway, Peter and Warren get it, but go to source.solar and learn more about their plans to help you get solar panels on your house or business, as some of these incentives will expire by the end of the year, and you don't want to wait till December. We also want to thank our friends at Kids Above All. Go to kidsaboveall.org and support their mission to help children live happy, healthy, safe lives. That's kidsaboveall.org. We also want to thank Kirk Bangstead, who is not in jail this week, so that's fun.
Thanks, Kirk.
Yay. Go to MonacoBrewingCompany.com. Please subscribe to the newsletter because you'll see the work that I do, and if you buy some woke coffee, you support the work that I do. Let's take a break here and come back in a moment on WCPT 820 and KKNW 1150 with guest co-host Ken Mejia-Beal, treasurer for Youth Outlook. Go to youth-outlook.org.
Tonight on Democracy Now!
Japan held a memorial ceremony today in Hiroshima. 80 years ago today, the United States dropped the first atomic bomb in history on the city. 3 days later, the U.S. dropped another atomic bomb on Nagasaki. But first, we look at President Trump's firing of the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, hours after the agency released a weaker-than-expected jobs report. Trump claimed without any evidence that the numbers were rigged in order to make him look bad.
All those stories and more tonight at 10 on WCPT 820.
If you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance your existing home, you need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local lender. Last year, Mitch, 50, railroad worker, income 100 G's a year, score 630, called to consolidate his debt with a cash-out refinance. Team Hochberg loan officer Johnny Hendrickson helped Mitch pay off his debt and save $800 a month. Johnny called Mitch for a 6-month post-closing checkup and informed him his credit score was now over 700. Then Johnny helped Mitch lower his rate, remove the PMI, and save him another $400 a month while covering all his closing costs. Let's review. Team Hochberg loan officer Johnny Hendrickson helped Mitch eliminate his debt, save $1,200 a month, and improve his scores over 100 points. Team Hochberg's helped thousands of radio listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843 or visit 56david.com. That's 855-563-2843 or visit that website you know you love, 56david.com. Lower.com, equal housing lender, NLS 1124061.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk
or Pete.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
We are so thrilled that you're joining us for this drive home. Joining me in studio is Ken Mejia-Beal. He's guest co-hosting with me, and he is the treasurer for Youth Outlook. Go to youth-outlook.org. I feel like I forgot to show you the pictures of the weird bells.
Oh, I'm here all day.
I know. I will get that to you before you go to bed. 8:30. I just can't. There's a podcast out actually called Why Are You Up? Hosted by comedian Paul Farvar. And when we were talking, I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I've been a night owl, I think, my entire life. I loved being up at night. Some
people are just naturally night people. I've always, even as a kid, I always got up at like 6.
Oh my God.
always, and even in college when my friends were all, let's go party. It's like, yeah, let's tie one on. 11 o'clock. I was like, I'm ready.
Oh my God.
I'm ready to go home.
Oh, the number.
I've had enough.
The number of nights that I've heard the birds chirping and the garbage men starting their trucks.
I don't make it.
I've always been like that. I bet you Jim in Chicago has been a night owl. You've seen a couple 2-3 sunrises in your life, and not because you woke up for them, huh?
You better believe it. Kenny, I'd give you a run for your money with coffee, but I drink cold coffee. I've been drinking cold coffee for, God knows, it's going to be 10 years, and even longer than that. But cold, it's got to be ice cold, but I can drink good 15 cups. I was indefeatable in a Guinness drinking contest, but the problem with that is our political climate is if I go to a bar now, I have a propensity to speak a little loudly because I can't get off with this psychopath in the White House, so I'm going to end up in a fist fight. But anyway,
I'll go to the bar with you anytime, Jim.
There you go.
Yeah, but you don't want to listen. I can take care of myself.
Okay.
No, a lot of ain't good. You count your lucky stars. Anyway.
Wow.
TV, less than adroit television program this morning. The TV, they must have pushed it over a cliff. They had the brother and sister of the towel girl on, the 16-year-old towel girl on. And the interviewer starts out giving Trump shade, saying that, oh, well, we don't know. And then I saw and I had to turn her down. I looked at the expression on the brother and sister of this girl that committed suicide in Australia. They were gassed. They said, are you kidding? This woman is a absolute participating in this adolescent debauchery. She was a full and heavy participant in it. Yeah. How she isn't doing the 20 years is amazing. And no, you're wrong. It was Trump's mouthpiece that got her this thing, and they alluded to the fact that they're trying to mitigate this case as fast as they can, just like they are with the documents case, like they are with the insurrection and everything else. All the criminality he does. Just think of the criminality of this guy. You've got a ballroom going up. We've got a jet from Saudi Arabia. Son-in-law got $2 billion from the Saudis, and nobody ever explained to me or with any plausible explanation. But anyway, he gets the jet. We were going to put $1 billion. Actually, we'll put $1 billion aside to get his jet fixed up for him. Then he has a ballroom, and then he's suing every college in the world for at least $250 million. Every network for $25 million. Where is this money going? And the point is it going into the old Belarus bank account, or what's going on here? We don't even have any transparency at all in this. And it continues. It's amazing. These Republicans are, in my opinion, anybody who can vote for this maniac is insane. Anyway, but I'll meet you sometime for a drinking contest. I saved $100. I got 100 saved up. And we'll go to town. We got 15 cups a day. I could guzzle about a half a gallon of cold coffee every hour and a half. Anyway, you guys have a great show, and thank you, guys.
You too, Jim.
Take care, my friend.
Take care.
Yeah. I like cold coffee.
I can't do cold coffee. It doesn't feel right in my soul. It doesn't feel right.
I can do both. I like both. My husband will take the coffee of the day, put it in a pitcher in the fridge, and then I'll pour that over ice with some milk later in the day if I need another cup. So I do have to start the morning with a hot cup of coffee, unless it's really hot in the house.
It can be 100 degrees. I'm outside with a hot cup of coffee. And it never gets cold. That's the great thing about drinking coffee in the summer.
It's true. Isn't that weird when I don't know if you have like one of those traveling mugs that when you close it, like if you leave it in the car, I have like a lot of stainless steel coffee.
Yeah, same.
Right. So I love it when I come back and it's still hot.
Yes, it makes me so happy.
Oh my God.
It's like, yay.
So happy. What are some of the stories that you're reacting to? Well, let's, before we go to the break, we have a couple minutes here.
Yeah.
Dave from Hoffman Estates. Hold on. Here. Dave, do you want to be fast, or do you want me to put you on hold till after our guest? Because I only have 2 minutes here, and I was gonna.
Let's see if I can take care of this in 2 minutes.
Awesome, Dave.
Anyway, I was going to talk about that former Doge employee, Big Balls, but this other one is kind of important here too. That I just picked up on. Where veteran affair leaders today announced plans to terminate nearly all of its collective bargaining contracts with federal unions, upending employment agreements for hundreds of thousands of department workers.
Wow.
And it said the move affects members of the American Federation of Government Employees, the AFL-CIO, the National Association of Government Employees, National Federation of Federal Employees, National Nurses Organization Committee, and the Service Employees International Union.
This just happened in the last couple hours, Ken.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And the other one with big balls, he got him beat in and
or 22 hours
from a carjacking.
Yeah, I saw that.
10 on 1, I heard, read.
Yeah, and then where Trump is talking about federalizing it if D.C. doesn't get its act together and that. And,
yep. That's crazy. Yep.
He's going to be the king. Anyway, I figured I'd make it under the wire.
You did.
Have a good one.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. So funny. I actually heard Dave yesterday on Tom Hartman's show, and as he was talking, the music kicked in on him. So I kind of felt bad that I wasn't kicking on him, but I've got to be more consistent with that's for all of us to let us know that we're heading into the break.
It's really easy listening.
Right?
I love it.
Our executive producer Andy found this for our show. It's called Crystal Cocktail.
It makes me feel something.
We have a guest coming up after this
and I'm
break.
excited about this guest.
We have Jordan Parker, founder of Triveni Institute. Triveni Institute, and we'll find out more about Trashy Revolution. I buy thrift clothes as often as I possibly can. That's what we're talking about, right?
No.
That's later?
Well, let's talk to Jordan about it after this break.
Oh,
because,
there's more.
Oh, it's
Even
exciting.
More. Okay, let's talk more when we come back on WCPT 820 and KKNW 1150. We're in studio with guest co-host Ken Mejia-Beal, treasurer for Youth Outlook. Go to youth-outlook.org.
You are listening to WCPT 820. Here's the latest Chicago weather update.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. Partly cloudy, warm and humid tonight, 71 for the low temperature. Thursday, lots of sun, with a high of 87 and south winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Friday, chance of showers in the morning, otherwise sunny with a high of 91 and light south winds. Saturday, sunshine, with a high temperature around 94 degrees. Sunday, chance of storms, with a high temperature around 92 degrees. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 86.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
You know that you can listen to Chicago's Progressive Talk on WCPT AM 820. Stream us live at WCPT820.com and on the TuneIn Radio app. Or you can ask Alexa, Siri, or Google to play WCPT from TuneIn. But now you have another option. We're simulcasting our programming overnight, 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. on WSBC AM 1240 for a clearer reception in and around the city. Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820. And now overnights on WSBC 1240 AM, where facts matter.
Is your upper floor too hot in the summer? Are energy bills climbing with every degree? Green Attic can help. With over 15 years of experience and more than 1,000 five-star reviews, Green Attic is a trusted Chicagoland name for insulation, ventilation, and roofing solutions that improve comfort, energy efficiency, and indoor air quality. They specialize in attic insulation, spray foam, crawl space encapsulation, mold remediation, and solar attic fan installation, all designed to keep your home cooler in the warmer months. Green Attic also offers full-service roofing through Green Attic Roofing, including traditional and solar roofing systems with instant online quotes and long-lasting, eco-friendly materials. Green Attic backs its work with the industry's only 10-year labor warranty, plus lifetime warranties on selected materials. Schedule a free insulation consultation at greenattic.com or get an instant roofing quote at greenatticroofing.com. That's greenattic.com and greenatticroofing.com.
You're listening to WCPT 820, because facts matter.
Union Strong Chicago continues to lead the way with progressive values and in preserving democracy. Your support of the Minocqua Brewing Company Super PAC efforts in Wisconsin and beyond strengthens the fight against MAGA Republicans. You can now purchase progressive beers like Labor Lager, Love Wins Fruited Sour, and the Resistance IPA in Chicago at Rogers Park Provisions, Diversity Beer, Wine, and Spirits in Lakeview, Park West Liquor, Wine, and Beer in Lincoln Park, Logan Square Liquors, and Tip Top Food and Liquors in Westtown. Visit MinocquaBrewingCompany.com for all their Chicagoland locations. As always, no matter how bad our sports teams are, please drink responsibly.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us as we are driving it home. Right now, we are so excited to welcome. Well, first, let me reintroduce our guest co-host, Ken Mejia-Beal, who's the treasurer for Youth Outlook. Go to youth-outlook.org to learn more about the great work that they do and how you can support them. And we have an interview right now with Jordan Parker, who is the founder of Triveni Institute. Jordan, am I saying that right? Hi, Jordan.
Yes. Hello. It's so good to be here. You guys have such a fun show. I love this.
Jordan's the best.
I shared a little too much information earlier, and that's just the way I was stretching. I was like, I realized I didn't. Anyway, I was.
You're about to do it again.
I know. It's not. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about your wonderful event coming up. And first, let's start talking about the Trashy Revolution. What is this revolution, and how do we get involved?
Well, can I just say first, I do a French press every day.
Hey!
Yes.
You gotta try some Pride Coffee Roasters.
Yes, French press, and I agree with you guys. Like when people don't like coffee, I'm like, what? But
Same. It's weird.
It's not as crazy as people who don't like dogs. Like people who don't like dogs are just straight up sociopaths.
I run the other way.
That's super funny.
Yeah. I run the other way.
So anyway, so it's Trashin.
Yes.
Trashin Revolution. It's also trashy. It could be trashy. But it's Trashin as in fashion. So it's fashion made from trash.
Yes.
And what we're trying to do is create a show that's like truly fashion with a purpose or fashion with a cause to raise awareness of the climate crisis and waste and plastic pollution, but in a really, really fun environment where there's a lot of levity to lean into these serious issues.
Yeah, because we are so mindless about we're not paying attention to how much we're consuming with whether it's plastic bags or bottles. I actually remember I was in college at the beginning of everyone was carrying around a water bottle, a plastic water bottle, and Evian was one of the early ones too. And I remember a friend of mine wrote a column about it in college, and now here we are 30 years later, where we know that wildlife is being destroyed. Our waters, we see it everywhere. So tell us, first of all, how did this become your mission?
Well, I've always been really passionate about social justice and environmental justice and human health, like the things that we should be concerned about. And I was thinking about a way to change the narrative around our environmental issues because the planet really has a branding problem. To care about the planet is seen as either like weak and feminine or crunchy and granola. It's not really seen as like really cool and sexy. And if you don't care about the planet, you're not on the right side of the issues. Like it's not seen like that. So I'm like, how do we make this cooler? How do we make this sexier? So we put a bunch of amazing models in plastic couture. It's design made from post-consumer single-use plastic trash. And one of our amazing models is Ken. He's going to be walking the runway with us.
Jordan, I just want you to know I've been practicing my walk as I walk up and down the street, and I'm getting good. I'm scaring myself now.
I know you are.
No, I can't wait.
I know you are.
How are you training?
It's going to be so fun.
Are you training? Are there any models that you're...
So there's a lot of models, but Jordan, our first rehearsal was a couple of weeks ago, and we had a wonderful instructor who kind of helped us out, helped me out a lot, let me just say. And I've just been practicing posing and walking, and it's been great.
I love that. That's so fun.
Only for Jordan. Jordan is the only. I don't want to say too much, but the designer that they paired me with is my outfit is amazing, and it leaves very little to the imagination, and I love it.
Oh, hello.
Thanks, Jordan.
Yes, that is one of the best parts of my job is casting the designers, casting the models, and then finding the right pairing. Like looking at the chemistry between the designer and the model, but then also how is that model going to look in that piece? How are they going to feel in it? Are they going to be fire on the runway in that design? And I think I nailed this one.
You did for me.
I think I did.
I'm ready.
And now, tell us about the details of the event before we learn more about what you're doing, too.
The details, so it's coming up on the 6th of September, Saturday the 6th. It's a month from today. Oh. It's at Macy's on State. So it's I love the fact that it's in a historic retail establishment,
Yes.
the original Marshall Fields, this beautiful, beautiful store. It's on the 7th floor in the Narcissus Room. And that room is where we've had our previous shows, but it's especially fitting for our theme, which is modern mythology. Yes. It's got this beautiful, beautiful old fountain from the late 1800s. So doors open at 5:30. We have a reception until 7. The show is at 7. And then we have a reception afterwards until around 10 o'clock. And then we have an after party after that. So
Ken can't be there because he goes to bed at 8:30 at night.
Ken is napping that day. I'm going to be out until midnight, I promise.
Love it. Oh, my God. That sounds amazing. And how do folks get tickets for this event?
So they are on Eventbrite. They're also on our website, TriveniInstitute.org. It's TRIVENI Institute.org. And, you can find them on Eventbrite. The best place to go is our Instagram. That's Triveni Institute Foundation. So go to our Instagram. You can stay up to date on all of our designers posting their looks, their processes. You can get to know who our sponsors are, our models, our designers, our staff, everyone. The link is in our bio.
Man, these are amazing. These fashions are amazing.
It's mind blowing. And
it is.
Yeah, it's mind blowing. And Jordan, if you don't mind, because you told me something about the plastics and the recycle, and I've been telling everybody, can you share the plastics are not actually recyclable?
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's one of the modern myths, and everybody designing for this show, their piece automatically fits in with the theme because plastic is not recyclable. When we think about recycling, we think, an aluminum can can become an aluminum can again and again, infinitely many times. That is impossible for plastic. Polymers don't behave that way. So when plastic is, quote, recycled, it's actually downcycled into like a park bench or decking or like some other permanent fixture. So that's a modern myth, and the plastics industry has profited billions and billions and billions of dollars off of this myth because people drop all their plastic into their blue carts and they're like, it's going to go nope, it goes to a landfill or it gets shipped overseas and burned.
Well, we already know that there are so many municipalities, and I believe including the Chicagoland area, about the low percentages of the things that we put in our recycling bins that actually get recycled or sent to the places like you're talking, even if it's downcycled.
Yeah. And most people don't know that. And we want to do the right thing. And we're also inundated with plastic. You cannot escape it. It's everywhere. You can't even buy blueberries. You can't buy anything without it coming packaged in plastic. And so, it's a huge issue, but we're doing something super cool with this show. It's been dubbed the future Met Gala of the climate crisis. What? So we are so excited. We are so excited.
I think everyone should buy a ticket just to go. It is such a fun night. It's really a lot of fun. I went last year, and I learned a lot, though, because I always thought I was educated about, the planet. I grew up watching Captain Planet. I thought I knew stuff. And Jordan gave like a 10-minute speech. I was like, what? I've learned so much. Who is this person? And we became friends, and I learned so much talking to Jordan. And I think it's so important that this message gets out there, because I think if folks knew better, we would do better, but we only know what we know.
You keep talking. I'm buying a ticket right now. Go ahead.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm busy.
Yes.
Buying a ticket.
Our tickets are selling so fast right now. I'm like, I think we're going to sell out.
I hope so. And I think it's great for the designers. It's great for the Institute. but it's also great because we are really educating folks on a lot of the myths about climate change and what's recycled. I think, Jordan, and you pointed this out before, there's a conflation of the word reuse and recycle. Folk kind of mix up the two.
Yeah. Well, do you remember back in the 80s, like that little slogan, reduce, reuse, recycle?
Yes. Well, it's from the 90s too. But keep going.
That is actually spot on. We should approach our waste in that order. We should find ways to reuse first, or reduce first, and then reuse, and then recycle as a third option. So reduce the waste first, then reuse everything you can, like reuse your shopping bags, reuse your coffee cups, get reusables into your life, and then recycle. But somehow that whole system got co-opted by industry, and they were like, oh, just recycle all your plastic. But none of it is actually recycled. None of it is recycled in the way that we understand that word.
Jordan, can you, one, go see if everyone's outside with the sirens coming by. But secondly, can you stick around for another segment? Because I want to keep talking to you, Jordan, please.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. I live in Chinatown. It's crazy here.
It can happen anywhere.
It can happen anywhere.
You could live in El Dorado, Illinois, and still have sirens going by. I just want to make sure everything's okay by you, folks. That's all right. I was like, I get very distracted by sounds. It's not you, it's me. And Ken's nodding his head because he knows.
I'm the same way.
I'm like, where's the ambulance coming from? We are in studio with Ken Mejia-Beal, our guest co-host today, who is the treasurer for Youth Outlook. Go to youth-outlook.org. And Jordan Parker joins us on the phone, the founder of Triveni Institute. You can go to triveniinstitute.org as well as their Instagram account. I did just purchase tickets. They're available. Once you go to the Instagram account, you're taken to the link tree. That will take you to the Eventbrite to buy your tickets. And you have opportunities for everything from being there and enjoying it, then to being in the third row, to be in the first row. You can be a sponsor. There's a lot of opportunities here for folks who want to be a part of the event and support the great work that they're doing at the Triveni Institute. More in a moment with our guests on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal at KKNW 1150 in Seattle. We're all glad that you're here. Thank you.
Melissa Etheridge. Indigo Girls. Yes, We Are Tour. August 17th, Jay Pritzker Pavilion in Millennium Park. Tickets on sale now at jamusa.com. Melissa Etheridge and Indigo Girls. Brought to you by Jam.
Warm temperatures are here, so make sure your AC is ready for the heat of the season by calling ARS Rescue Rooter. Take advantage of our $49 HVAC tune-up today by calling 1-800-857-9950 or visiting mydiscounttune-up.com. Regular HVAC maintenance can not only save you money on energy bills, but also on costly repairs. Waiting to service your system until you need to can leave you sweating the consequences. Dial 1-800-857-9950 to avoid the costly repairs that neglecting your system can create. ARS Rescue Rooters professional technicians are available 7 days a week and offer free estimates, so the time to have your system checked is now. Why wait? Call ARS Rescue Rooter to schedule your $49 HVAC tune-up at 1-800-857-9950 or visit mydiscounttune-up.com. That's 1-800-857-9950 today. For terms and conditions, please visit mydiscounttune-up.com.
Call ARS and Rescue Rooter.
Alexa, play WCPT.
WCPT from TuneIn.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning We always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk and
Or
Pete.
Pete.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Sorry, I'm just busy purchasing tickets for an event coming up. Remind us, Ken, of the name of the event.
The Trash and Revolution.
The Trash and Revolution.
That's
and
right.
joining us on the line is Jordan Parker, who is hold on a second, let me find all of my information, who is the founder of the Triveni Institute. Would you say the founder of the Trash and Revolution? Was this a cooperation? Is it what was the spark for this specific event to spontaneously burst onto the scene?
Yeah. So I was a grassroots environmental activist going back to 2011. I worked on the Chicago checkout bag tax to try to motivate people to switch to reusable bags. And when I was doing all of that work with plastic pollution, I discovered Trashin'. So this was like 10 to 15 years ago. And it just planted in my head, like, that would be a really cool thing to do. And then when I started my nonprofit, I just randomly applied for a grant to have a Trashin' show, and I got it at the end of 2022. So I'm like, okay, we're going to do this. And that was the impetus. That was like, the genesis of the idea. But I have to say, everybody who's been involved, from the models to the designers to the staff to the people who come, we have all collectively created this as we've gone. And it's become something way bigger than I could have ever really envisioned it to be at the beginning.
Wow, that is amazing. I absolutely love this story. And I want to go back to something that you mentioned about this sort of mantra that we learn about, reuse, renew, recycle, all these, and we kind of felt comfortable buying plastic bottles, whether it was our Coke bottles or water bottles or all different kinds of plastics, right? Because we're like, and for our food containers, right, to go, right? We're like, oh, that's okay. We'll just throw it in the recycling, I'm recycling. And the thing, and like, even when I'm sorting stuff, like I'll rinse it. I rinse my tuna cans. My husband hates when I open those, but I'm like, okay, I take the paper, and I get so mad sometimes because you mentioned that these companies make billions of dollars off the fact that we are placated by thinking we're doing the right thing, and I'm like, they don't do.
Yeah.
Why is the burden on us who are not making the profit? We are the consumers, and we are the ones that are going to be most impacted by how this is harming our environment. Anyway, I just want to just say that. I'm very angry.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We need to hold polluters accountable for what they're churning out and just dumping into our world and saying, not my problem. You guys deal with it now. So that's a fundamental part of our messaging is it's about policy and it's about individual behavioral change. So it's not one or the other. Like, It's the polluter's fault. It's our fault. Like, everybody needs to take responsibility. So we have to pass policy that makes sense, that holds these companies accountable. We also have to make changes in our personal lives to protect our own health and our environmental health. And this is something that's come up in the last 5-10 years, is all of this data about not just the harms to our environment, but the harms to us. Like, there was just recently a study that came out that showed that cadaver brains had a teaspoon of microplastics in their brains. And so, like, all of us, and I'm going to ask people to show about this too, like, all of us know someone who has had a rare cancer, has had a cancer under 50, or has had cancer.
Yep.
All of us know someone who has been really sick. And where can we trace that to? We can absolutely trace it to all of these chemical toxins and plastics in our world and our bodies. So that's a big message of the show as well.
I love that.
And it's a big, and something you've mentioned several times is it's kind of all of our job to do better. The problem is people like me, I thought I was doing better until I talked to you. And then I realized, I'm not doing better at all. And that's kind of, I don't want to give it away, but it's kind of like the ending of The Good Place, where we all think we're doing.
Wait, I haven't seen the ending of The Good Place. Just teasing.
Stop it. But it's kind of like we all think we're doing the right thing until someone says, oh, no, you're not doing the right thing at all. And that's why education is so important.
What are some of the things because, I've tried, even during the pandemic, I realized because we were all trapped in our homes, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to, I'm so wasteful with paper towels. So I took all the kids' old, the hand cloths, and we just use those for every meal and for cleanups and things like that. What are some of the things that you'd like? Where should we turn to learn more and to be educated and to change our patterns?
Oh, there's, on our website, there's a little PDF. When you go to the landing page, it's right there. It says 10 ways to reduce plastic in your life. And then there's another one, 10 ways to tread more lightly on the planet. So those are really good places to start. Just 10 different ways you can reduce plastic, 10 different things you can do to shrink your impact on the planet. And I did want to say I love what Ken said about just when you know better, you do better, because there's a lot of shame that people feel when they find out that, oh, I didn't know this. They might find out from someone who's like, you didn't know this? And it feels bad. Like people feel ashamed, like, oh, I didn't know it. But that's one thing we want to do with our shows is just meet people where they're at. Come into our shows, have a great time, see some beautiful fashion on incredible models or beautiful trashion on incredible models and learn more and leave feeling inspired rather than shamed.
And that is why I enjoyed it. And I enjoy talking to you. And something else you mentioned to me, and I think we have time and you'll do it, is you explained the gender issue with the planet in terms of calling it Mother Nature. Do you know what I'm talking about? We had this conversation.
Yeah.
Could you do that? See, I listened to you. Can you tell our listeners about that again?
Oh, I love that. Yes, we talked about that the last time I was on your show.
Yes, you did.
And that's a big part of our messaging, and that's a big part of our theme for this year is modern mythology. One of the modern myths is that there are only two genders, and they are assigned at birth based on sex organs. That is a modern myth. So one of the things that we want to welcome people to engage in is this idea of the gender binary, that there is female and that there is male only. And when we go outside of that, we disrupt the power structure that the patriarchy is in charge and women, females need to submit to the patriarchy. And we see that played out in the way that we treat our planet. So we gender the planet as Mother Earth to be dominated by mankind.
Yep.
And there's a lot of rhetoric out there about how to be a man, and being a man is not being weak and worrying about your impact on the planet. Go drive an F-150, just create as much trash as you can, because that's the manly thing to do. Men don't care about the planet and about sustainability and about nature. They just care about dominating nature. So we want to disrupt that very antiquated old idea about gender, because I think that so many men, cis men, trans men, non-binary people nowadays are like, no, this is very masculine to actually care about the habitability of the planet and want life to continue here.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Because it's not like we can move to another planet anytime soon.
No, this is it.
No, we're not going to colonize Mars. This is not a Hollywood, film. That. And that's what Elon Musk is like. You know what? We're done here. Let's just move my brood of children to Mars, and we'll carry on. That's completely ridiculous. Completely ridiculous.
Yeah. And we could talk forever about what this administration is doing, and the acceleration of doom is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We've been talking to Jordan Parker, the founder of the Triveni. Am I saying Triveni Institute correctly?
Yeah.
and the Trash and Revolution. The event is on September 6th. It's going to be at Macy's. Go to the Triveni Institute's Instagram account. There's a link right there to the link tree, so you can get your tickets there, which I just did.
And you can see the models and you can see a lot. It's very visually pleasing.
I may have to rent a dress for this because they have places where you can rent a dress. Maybe I'll do that.
Yes, I love that. That's also
awesome.
like a sustainable option.
Yes. See, I was telling. I spent I made a commitment, New Year's Eve resolution to not buy new clothes for a whole year in 2024, and so I only bought thrift store stuff. So if I don't find anything at the thrift store, I might rent something so I can.
Good for you.
Because everybody looks so fancy. I'm just saying. Well, thank you, Jordan. Thank you for everything that you do. And let me invite you guys back to talk about this closer to the event so we can remind folks.
All right. We'll be back.
I love it. Thank you.
Yes, it was so lovely. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure.
I'll talk to you soon, Jordan.
Talk to you later, my friend.
Okay, bye-bye.
And that's also TreveniInstitute.org, folks, where you can learn more about what you can do to change your habits. Let's take a break here. Ken Mejia-Beal in studio with me, guest co-hosting, and we'll continue our conversation when we come back on WCPT 820 and KKNW.
Still struggling with gas, bloat, constipation, nausea, or diarrhea? Have you tried eliminating foods but felt no change? It's time to call the tummy whisperer, Renee Barish at Digestive Health Solutions. Renee uses targeted testing to reveal exactly what's happening in your gut. Gut bacteria plays a key role in all your body functions, from cardiovascular regulation to brain function. When the gut is imbalanced, you may experience symptoms that extend beyond the gut, such as anxiety, skin issues, poor sleep, or increased risk for disease. Digestive Health Solution uses advanced testing to identify harmful microbes and evaluate the overall balance of the gut ecosystem. Get insights into your health, digestion, and how your microbiome affects all aspects of your body. Stop suffering. Call Renee now at 847-207-2034 or visit thetummywhisperer.com. That number is 847-207-2034. Let's get you feeling better. The Tummy Whisperer.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best, better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. President Trump has announced his latest tariff. Hi Pandwani reports it's on computer chips.
Approximately 100% on chips and semiconductors.
The tariffs are expected to increase the price of electronics, autos, household appliances, and other goods that are now essential for the digital age.
But if you're building in the United States of America, there's no charge, even though you're building and you're not producing yet in terms of the big numbers of jobs.
Demand for computer chips has been climbing worldwide. Sales increased about 19.5% over the year ending in June. Trump's tariff threats mark a significant break from the existing plans to revive computer chip production in the U.S. By contrast, the 2022 Chips and Science Act, signed into law by then-President Biden, gave more than $50 billion to support new computer chip plants and research. Haya Panjwani, Washington.
Trump made the announcement as he hailed a new commitment from Apple to invest an additional $100 billion in U.S. manufacturing over the next 4 years. That's on top of a previously announced $500 billion.
As you know, Apple's been an investor in other countries a little bit. I won't say which ones, but a couple. And they're coming home.
On Wall Street, Apple shares gained more than 5%. Earlier, the president signed an executive order to place an additional 25% tariff on India for its purchases of Russian oil. That's to go into effect in 21 days and would bring the total tariff on Indian goods to 50%. And accessories retailer Claire's has filed for bankruptcy again.
Claire's and its smaller chain icing are based at malls and are known by many teenagers as the stores where they got their ears pierced. The company filed for bankruptcy 5 years ago for many of the same reasons they're doing it now. High debt load and a shift by teens to buying online, away from physical stores. Analysts also say Claire's is struggling with higher costs tied to President Trump's tariff plans. I'm Ed Donahue.
This is AP News. A seized Russian yacht up for sale.
As the U.S. continues to pressure Russia to end the war in Ukraine, it is now auctioning off the $325 million luxury superyacht Amadea, the first sale of a seized Russian superyacht since the launch of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The 348-foot-long yacht features 8 staterooms, a helipad, and a beauty salon. The United States says that a former Russian politician, sanctioned by the U.S. in 2018 for alleged money laundering, owns the yacht, while a former Russian energy company official claims he owns it and says he'll pursue proceeds from the auction in court. U.S. prosecutors say he is actually only a straw owner of the yacht, used to conceal the yacht's true owner. The auction closes September 10th. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
There's more news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
This is 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and streaming worldwide at WCPT820.com. We are Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter. Now, your WCPT 820 weather update.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. Partly cloudy, warm and humid tonight, 71 for the low temperature. Thursday, lots of sun, with a high of 87 and south winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Friday, chance of showers in the morning, otherwise sunny with a high of 91 and light south winds. Saturday, sunshine, with a high temperature around 94 degrees. Sunday, chance of storms, with a high temperature around 92 degrees. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 84.
As farmers and ranchers, stewardship of the land comes naturally. Your work keeps our water clean, improves the soil, and enhances wildlife habitat. It also provides countless benefits, not just for you and your family, but for millions of Americans who depend on this region every day without even realizing it. Thank you for being stewards of America's prairie for all of us. Take a moment to find out how conservation pays. Visit conservationpays.org.
There are 1,000 ways to say it.
Nope. Knock it off. Shut it down. Dream on. No dice. Give it a rest. Not a chance.
Or just
all text. You focus on the road.
As a passenger, you have the power to prevent an accident. There are 1,000 ways to stop a distracted driver. Choose one.
A message from CTIA.
Chicago's progressive talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Driving it home with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing ass says, she's driving it home with Patti Vasquez.
And I am driving it home with Ken Mejia-Beal, the treasurer for Youth Outlook. Yes. Go to youth-outlook.org and learn about the great work they do. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. First, I want to welcome you all and thank you for being here. Continuing the gratitude train, I want to thank our sponsors. Source Solar. We were talking about this last week, and I've been talking about the last few days, actually, about how outnumbered we are in progressive radio, in liberal talk.
Yes, we are.
1,500 conservative radio stations in this country. Clear Channel, like all these different outlets were bought up by billionaires, plus 700 religious stations that also embrace the Republicans and the ideology
they go hand in hand.
Christian nationalism. And so it sort of reignited my gratitude and I'm just so appreciative of the people who invest in this station. And I do want to encourage you, if you have a business and you'd like to, support the work that we do, you can contact Steve Lessman here at WCPT. And my sponsors specifically for this show are Source Solar. Go to source.solar and make an appointment. Maybe it's time to get solar panels on your house or your business before the incentives expire. It's going to be at the end of this year, but it takes a couple months to get up and running. So don't wait too long. If you've been on the fence, it's time to make a decision. But the good thing is that Peter is really kind and informed and will guide you through all the steps it takes to get solar panels. So it's source.solar. Pride Coffee Roasters. I'm going to get a bag for Ken. And we got to figure out a way to give some away too. I know that Jackie and Patty said that they would be giving us some coffee beans for listeners. Right now they are celebrating their honeymoon. Their anniversary. They're in Australia. Yeah. And
nice.
I know. I've always wanted to go to Australia.
I'm going in February.
Are you really?
I am.
Where are you going in Australia?
I'm going to Sydney. I'm going to the Mardi Gras there.
What?
Yeah. You're more than welcome to join.
Oh, my God.
It is the largest gay celebration in the world.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see those photos because I saw your photos last night from Cyndi Lauper. You have a good time.
There will be no photos posted online of my trip. I will send them
that.
to you directly.
Okay. These are not for public consumption.
They are sure not.
Just saying. Well, Pride Coffee Roasters has a discount for our listeners for a limited time. If you type in Drive Home 10 before you check out, you get 10% off your entire order. They've got bean subscriptions. Today I was drinking some of the Mexican blend from the area of Chiapas, which has some dark chocolate, some hints of cinnamon. It was very good.
That sounds like it would be great mixed with a little rum chata.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Do you do your coffee with cream and sugar or just cream?
I drink my coffee black.
All right, then.
Yeah, I don't have time for all that fancy stuff. I get up early. I gotta go.
I tried doing like almond milk, and it's not to say I like a little bit of cream. Yeah.
So my partner does a pina colada. It's a pina colada creme. Made from almond milk and fresh coconut milk. It's coconut is milk, yeah.
Yes.
So it's all mixed and it's a party in your mouth in the morning.
We all need a party in our mouths.
Yeah, we do. It's a party.
Morning's one version. Anyway, so go to pridecoffeeroasters.com and put in an order for you can get a subscription or maybe some of their they have gay swag. I have a bag that says sounds gay, I'm in.
Yeah.
I love that. That's good stuff. Monaco Brewing Company. Go to monacobrewingcompany.com and order some progressive brew, maybe some woke coffee. And they have a great tap room in Madison if you can't make it all the way up to Minocqua. And also, if you subscribe to their Substack, you can look at you can read my work on Mondays. Ben Comino's appeared yesterday. Kirk writes a lot of essays, and he also has some other, he has educators, he has politicians.
He's doing just amazing work.
Such great work. Yeah. And by the way, Marie Newman, who's going to be a part of Ken Mejia-Beal's event coming up on August 17th, along with WGN's Sean Lewis, at Sketchbook.
Skeleton Key. Skeleton Key.
What is Sketchbook?
It is something.
Another brewery. Is that
it is something. It's our future bar that we will open together. Coming to Ravenswood.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's Skeleton Key Brewery.
Skeleton Key Brewery
in Woodridge.
And you're doing a trivia night? Or no?
So the event August 17th, it is...
I didn't mean to make you scream.
It is an author's night. No.
Author's night?
Yes. But if you are interested in trivia, I will be hosting a trivia night at Skeleton Key Brewery Thursday, August 21st. Thursday, August 21st. Sign up is at 6:30, free to play, prizes to win, and this month's theme is music.
Excellent. Skeleton Key. Griffin came home with he won some prizes at a trivia night somewhere. Skylark. He was at Skylark.
Yeah, I won Madonna trivia last month, and I came in first place by 45 points. We blew the competition out of the water, and I got a really nice gift certificate to Swag Dispensary, which is across the street from Sidetrack.
Nice.
And it was a wonderful evening.
I love that. So you got Skeleton Key, both on August 17th and on August 21st.
Yeah.
Excellent. And Marie Newman has a great Substack, so I want to encourage folks to sign up for that. I'll be a guest on her show, on her live stream on August 20th.
I think everyone should be watching the Marie Newman live stream. Some of I watched, she did a great interview with Qasim Rashid. She did another one with Ro, last name is slipping me, Congressman.
Ro Khanna?
Yeah.
Okay. She's amazing.
Very empathetic.
Yeah.
And she's an empathetic interviewer, and she's very insightful. And I can't say enough good stuff about Marie.
I love how she lights up. You know what it is about? I agree, because what it is about her too is that even when she's being interviewed, she reflects on what you're saying, and when you. It's amazing to watch someone react in such an authentically curious and kind way. And she does it all the time. Yeah.
And as someone, I've been in politics. I was talking to my friend Greg Harris about this, a former majority leader, Greg Harris, in politics since 2007. So a very long time. Mm-hmm. And Marie Newman is one of those people. I'm so used to politicians having the answer already. And no shade. I didn't mean it. No shade.
No. I was flashing through some people that I remember the first time I saw it.
Yes, but she actually listens to what I am saying and responds versus based on, this guy's talking. This is my answer. I'm ready to move on.
That's so funny.
But you know what I'm talking about.
No, I saw it. When I first started going into Springfield to advocate for services for children with disabilities, I was talking to this legislator. I'll tell you who it is off the air. But it was so funny because it was just a very complicated path to get to secure services, which eventually Greg Harris was instrumental in getting the funding for ABA therapy. It took from 2010 till 2017 when I was involved. I don't know how long they've been fighting before that. But this legislator, I told her why I was there, and she goes, well, and started telling me all the work that they had done. All this. I was like, I don't
need to know what is happening here.
We're talking about this.
Yes.
Don't tell me. Don't. I'm sorry. Did you hurt yourself patting yourself on the back in this conversation?
It is.
Come on.
That happens. I go down with Equality Illinois, and we'll be talking about things that are happening right now.
Yeah.
And there are legislators that'll go, I voted on gay marriage.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, that's great. But anyway,
TikTok, let's go now.
Talking about something that's happening today.
Yeah.
Are you a yes? Are you a no? Do you care? What is happening here?
Exactly.
Are you listening to me?
Yes.
No, what's happening? So, not Marie Newman, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. Not only that, but I was talking about how I was trying to work on aquatic education, like safety education. Aquatic, you remember when you were a kid and you learned stop, drop, and roll?
Yes.
Well, I think that there should be something similar to be safer on the water for kids, right? Reach, throw, row, go is what lifeguards say. I don't know how you would scale that for kids. Reach means don't jump in the water to help somebody, but how to be mindful around the water. That's more for adults, but for kids, just make sure there's an adult around, that kind of how to react in water.
And I think that's important, and I'll tell you why. So in this country, it's not just the stereotype. Many African Americans do not know how to swim, simply because segregation, pools, redlining. It's a real thing. I won't get into it all, but I don't know how to swim, and I have very few family members that know how to swim. So that kind of aquatic education, especially for everybody, is important.
Everybody,
but especially young black kids, because most of their parents can't swim, and grandparents. So we have to it's very important.
I was trying. Eva Dina Delgado was working on the legislation in Springfield, but things got away, and I haven't been able to circle back. But when I told Marie Newman, her eyes lit up like, oh yeah, we don't have that.
No, we don't.
There have been several tragedies in the Chicagoland area alone.
Absolutely.
And to me, the idea of wearing a life jacket. I would never be on maybe a bigger boat, but I would not be in smaller boats without a life jacket on. And there, if you want to still look good, there are some cool ones out there to have. But anyway,
yeah. But nobody. I mean this with all the sincerity. I don't want it to come out flippant, but when it comes to safety, it shouldn't matter how cool you look.
I know. I know.
And I don't,
Yeah, a woman drowned in Chicago just a couple weeks ago, and I know there's a city alder person who's trying to get some legislation passed. And part of that would be, if you teach a 5-year-old just even, some fun, basic safety things, they go home and they talk to their parents about it. They're excited. Oh, we had lifeguards come to our school today to tell us about water safety, and they come home with information about, where the nearest Y is to take swim classes, or, the park district swim classes, because a lot of parents don't get that information at home.
No, and if you don't know how to swim, because I know they tell you don't panic, but if I don't know step 2, 3, and 4, I am panicking, because that's all I know. Is I know step 1 is not to panic. I don't know any other step, though, so now I'm panicking.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's important.
Yeah, someone just went down at a reservoir where you shouldn't be swimming, because there's drains there, and somebody just passed away this week. It's just really sad. But
water is dangerous.
Very. At any rate, that's when her face lit when I said that. That reminds you of what our legislators, because while she's no longer in Congress, her brain still works that way.
Yes,
and I really love that about her. So
me too.
So again, Marie Newman has a Substack.
Yes,
and she does some great writing, and then also does a weekly live stream interview. We have a guest coming up. We've been talking about the redistricting. Let's come back and talk about that as we head into our conversation with Indiana State Representative Matt Pierce, which is Bloomington, Indiana area, and talk about how J.D. Vance is coming to Indiana to pressure them to also redistrict. And what are your thoughts, folks? 773-763-9278, and let me know. Do you think that? I do think we're at fight fire with fire. I'm with Gavin Newsom and Governor Hochul and with J.B. Pritzker. And spare me this. Oh, Illinois does it. The John Lewis Act in 2022. The Republicans filibustered and killed it, and the House passed. I don't know why I'm screaming at Ken. He's the only person in the studio.
No, you can scream.
They can all turn their radios down. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to you.
It's fine because it makes me very sad.
Yeah, fascism
this whole thing
is
makes me sad.
a little infuriating. Let's take a break here. We'll continue the conversation when we come back on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal and KKNW 1150 in Seattle, Washington, and our friends listening on KTNF AM 950 in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Thank you all so much for being here. And also, you can watch our live stream if you want to watch us there. And if I have some new folks watching, yes, I'm wearing a dive bar map of Chicago from Hairbrained Designs. It's one of my favorite T-shirt companies.
Every time I see it, I want pizza.
Right? There's a pizza one, too. There's a pizza one. More in a moment.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Once you start to get serious, how long does it take to see results from your new workout routine? Experts we spoke to said best scenario, 2 to 4 weeks, but it could take a couple of months. How quickly you see results depends on a lot of things, whether you're a man or a woman, what kind of exercise you're doing, how consistently you're working out. You want to reach your goals sooner rather than later, you need to focus on higher intensity exercises, like running rather than yoga. Make small changes to your diet, that's going to add up, and that's going to be a lot more sustainable, rather than making sweeping changes that you're likely to give up on before you start to see results. And don't underestimate sleep. We talk about this all the time. Your willpower is so much stronger, and your cravings will be far fewer if you get quality rest, quality sleep every single night. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Back to school is on the brain. That means new notebooks, pencils, new everything. And while the kids are getting ready to get book smart, it's time for you to save smart with Straight Talk Wireless. Switch now and get a free Moto G 2025 with 5G when you activate select plans. Now that's a smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of gold unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in-store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Because facts matter. You are listening to WCPT 820.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk
or Pete.
Patti Vasquez is taking your calls now.
All right, let's hit it.
At 773-763-9278.
I got a lot to say.
It's Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you for joining us as we continue our conversation and drive it home with our guest co-host, Ken Mejia-Beal. He's the treasurer for Youth Outlook. Go to youth-outlook.org. Ken, tell folks a little bit about the work that you do there.
You know, the work we're doing right now is more important than it's ever been. I try not to get emotional when I talk about it, but we are literally fighting the erasure of people. And this is the first time that we've been here. And we deal with youth, and this is the first time they've been here. And what we are doing is we are really a support system for them to talk to other people like them, which is very important. But we're also a support system for their parents.
Yeah.
And we are also instilling self-confidence in them. which is something that I think this is going to be the first generation of LGBTQ youth that have unmitigated confidence. Because the generations previous to them, we all had to climb certain walls and certain, and they still have issues too. But this is going to be the first generation where their sexuality won't be a challenge.
Right.
And we don't want it to be a challenge for them. It will always be a challenge in society because society is what society is. However, it doesn't have to be a challenge for them.
Right.
And what I tell folks is I've often been the first black person to do a lot of things. And I'm very proud of that. But growing up in my house, I was surrounded by black people that I could bounce the experience off of. So when I would go and talk to my dad about the police, for example, it wasn't a foreign thing. He got it. He's a black man in America. But when you're LGBTQ, often you're the only person in your family like that.
Sure.
So there's nobody to bounce these things off of.
Stories to tell, something that happened.
Yeah, it's like, you know, and so that's what we do. And I love the work that we do there. And when I decided to take, so a couple of years ago, I was very heavy in politics. And I was in a place where I said, okay, I want to not step away from politics. I want to get into the social activism aspect of it because that's where the real work is. And it has saved my life. When I took a step back from politics, I was at a point in my life where I felt empty and I felt like I didn't know my place anymore. And then I got with Youth Outlook and I said, oh my God, this is my home.
Right.
This is where I belong. And it saved me. I was on the verge of kind of taking a step back from everything because I felt, and I feel like a lot of LGBTQ folks go through this, a lot of people of color, but we feel like our talent gets used and we're trashed afterwards.
Right.
And that's where I was. I was like, okay, they've used all my good ideas and now they want to throw me away. And by they, you know, whatever. But I moved to Youth Outlook and it's like, no. My ideas are still valid. My thoughts are still valid because I am still valid.
Yes.
And politics is very disposable. Like you're here today, you're gone tomorrow. But activism, oh my God, is where I belong.
Oh, it's a lifetime too.
So I love what Youth Outlook has brought to me. So I can only imagine what we're doing for the kids.
That's great.
So I love it. It puts a smile. I can't even talk about it without smiling or crying. I'm not crying right now, but it does one or two things.
And how can folks get involved to support the work that you guys do?
Yes, go to youth-outlook.org. You can donate money, which is great. But you can also donate time, and you can come to our events, come to our authors' night, come to volunteer with us. There are so many opportunities. We're operating in 8 counties, and we are taking on a lot from folks that have nobody else in their communities. We're in a lot of rural communities where there's nobody. And it means so much. There was a kid that came to me. I did a presentation at one of our drop-in centers. And it was a presentation on African Americans and LGBTQ history. And the kid came to me, and I say kid, he's probably like 14 or 15, but he's still a kid. And he said, I did not realize that there were so many black people in gay culture. I thought gay culture was just white people. Except RuPaul. And that touched me so much because even if just that one person knew, there is a whole history. There's Baynard Rustin, there's James Baldwin, there's Audre Lorde. There are so many people. So I love the work that we do.
That's fantastic.
I love it.
Youth-Outlook. Youth-Outlook.org.
Yes.
I love that so
I could
much.
talk about it all day.
I love that.
All day.
So good. Let me catch up with our listeners.
Yes, please.
We have
Oh,
Yes. We talked briefly. You said when you see my T-shirt, which is a map of Chicago's dive bars.
Yes, makes me want a pizza.
I know. So 312 just texted me, and I forgot to tell my husband this too. We go for walks in the neighborhood all the time.
Yeah.
And there's a pizza joint that I was starting to get worried about because they kept they started rolling back their hours. They'd be closed by 8:30. On a Thursday.
For pizza.
No, and I was just like,
it's not good.
I was like, oh, this is not. I don't feel great about this. And I remember I went in to pick up a pizza. I try to pick up instead of DoorDash and all those other things.
Climate change. Continue.
Just saying.
Yep.
Yeah. So I stopped over to get a pizza, and the guy was like, I heard him tell the kid answering the phone, and he's like, that's the last order. And I was like, oh. And it was like 8:45. It wasn't even 9 yet. And so, yes, my friend from the 312, I'm sad to tell the people in my neighborhood, and in case it's something that you grew up with, Papa Joe's on Milwaukee Avenue, they put up a post today saying that I think today or the last day or so, they have closed. So if you go to Facebook, I think you might be able to find it on Facebook. It was my favorite. I mean, it was my kid's favorite growing up. Yeah. To the point where Griffin would get really excited that we would have it delivered.
Yeah.
Papa Joe's is here, right? So we started calling all of the restaurants Papa something.
Aww. I love that.
Papa Greek food, it was like Papa Chinese food.
I love that.
Yeah, so Papa Joe's. And it was so good. I mean, his sauce was great. The crust was incredible.
Yeah.
So my friend in the 312, I have to say my alternative now. I love Joe's on Higgins is good. Not with the Papa, just Joe's on Higgins is great in the neighborhood. And another one of my favorites is Frank's on Belmont. Frank's Pizzeria on Belmont.
I've been there. Yes.
It's totally old school.
It's so important to support non-chains.
Yes.
Yep. And I'm not anti-chain. I love a drive-through like everyone else, but it's so important to support because when you support these mom and pop organizations, you're supporting your community. The money is going back.
Right.
When you support McDonald's, I mean, not to pick on McDonald's, but I don't know where that money's going. But I know when I walk down the street, and I walk right under the red line by my house, and I go to my little Geno's North, I know where that money's going.
Exactly.
It's going to the local softball team.
Yes.
I know where it's going.
Yep.
So got to support local.
Yeah. Oh, and Paterno's. Paterno's is really good. I was just there the other day. They're great. They also have great sandwiches. Phil's Pizza Duo. Just want to tell my neighbors we lost a good one. So let's make sure that the others stay open. Yes. Now I've now lost in a month. I lost Gale Street Inn and my pizza joint Papa Joe's.
I'm sorry.
I'm fine. It's fine. Let's take a break here. Oh, we have to go because we have an interview coming up with Indiana State Representative Matt Pierce of the 61st District, which covers most of Bloomington, Indiana. And we want to talk about how they're going to push back against the White House trying to take more congressional seats because they already have 7 out of 9 in Indiana. More in a moment on WCPT 820, KKNW 1150, and KTNF AM 950. We're in studio with Ken Mejia-Beal, Treasurer for Youth Outlook. Go to youth-outlook.org.
You're listening to WCPT 820. Here's the latest Chicago weather update.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. Partly cloudy, warm and humid tonight, 71 for the low temperature. Thursday, lots of sun, with a high of 87 and south winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Friday, chance of showers in the morning, otherwise sunny with a high of 91 and light south winds. Saturday, sunshine, with a high temperature around 94 degrees. Sunday, chance of storms, with a high temperature around 92 degrees. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 84.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
This is a WCPT Moment in Labor. In 2011, 6 Jimmy John's employees in Minneapolis were fired by their franchise-owning company, Mickey Lynn Enterprises, after fighting for paid sick days. This is a common theme in the union-free world of fast food. Over 13 million Americans work in the fast food industry, making an average of $13,500 a year, not even half the average cost of living. 80% of fast food workers have experienced work-related injuries, and only 13% were covered by their employer. A group of employees referred to as the Jimmy John's Six fought for these rights, creating an online campaign, posting a picture of 2 sandwiches saying one of these was made by a healthy employee, the other was made by a sick employee. Can you tell the difference? Too bad, as Jimmy John's workers do not get paid sick days. Help workers win sick days. More than 32 million Americans work a job that does not offer paid sick days. This has been a WCPT Moment in Labor. We're working for your rights.
From the personal experiences that shaped you to the accomplishments that shaped the world, every moment of a veteran's service is meaningful. At the Library of Congress Veterans History Project, we ensure those moments are never forgotten. For 25 years, a collection has made the experiences of U.S. military veterans accessible to all. Veterans, now is the time to share your story and make our history more complete. To submit your stories, photographs, and documents, visit loc.gov/vets today.
Hey Google, play WCPT.
Streaming Chicago's progressive talk from TuneIn.
From city streets to political beats, you're driving it home with Patti Vasquez, where progressive talk fuels the ride.
Thank you so much for joining us as we continue to drive it home. Joining me in the studio is guest co-host Ken Mejia-Beal, the treasurer for Youth Outlook. Go to youth-outlook.org to support the work that they do. And we try to support as many good causes and electeds and campaigns across the country, including our friends to the east of us in Indiana. Yes. We've had conversations with a lot of organizers. And tonight we want to talk to State Representative Matt Pierce of the 64th District, which covers most of Bloomington, Indiana. First of all, sir, how are you doing this evening?
Well, I'm doing it good. It's never a dull moment in this political world.
This is bonkers. Now, of course, we are following the story of the legislators who have left Texas, and many of them Chicago, Illinois. They're in Boston, New York, and now it seems that Vice President Vance is coming to. Has he already come? When are we expecting him to come to try to bully your governor into doing the same to Indiana?
My understanding is he's coming tomorrow.
Oh my God! So, have there been conversations? We've talked to folks in Texas about this slow slog towards fascism. How many? First of all, what's the balance of seats in your legislature for the House of Representatives, Democrats and Republicans?
Yeah, out of the 100 members, 70 are Republicans and 30 are Democrats. So unfortunately, that means they can provide the 67 seats they need on their own for a quorum. So we don't have the option that Texas has of being able to shut the place down.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's no avenues for it. Are there any court options? I mean, I know the Supreme Court has essentially said that gerrymandering is fine now.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, there's a provision in our state constitution that you can't draw the state legislative districts other than the year after the census. I don't know if that would be interpreted somehow applying to congressional seats as well. Kind of unclear. So, I mean, there could be some research done there. But I think that, you know, what President Trump has basically decided is, well, if I get thwarted in Texas, I can go to these red state supermajorities, and if I can get a seat or two extra out of each of those seats, that may equal what I was trying to get out of Texas. And if I eventually prevail in Texas, then I'll have even more. So I think it's an all-out national press. They may be anticipating that perhaps Democratic states like California or Illinois or New York may say, look, we can't stand by and let this happen. If they're successful in these red states, we're going to have to change our maps as well.
Yeah, and this is what's so heartbreaking for me is that this is the other way Trump is breaking democracy, is forcing Democrats to also go against their values. Because we have been fighting for independent maps. I mean, there's 21 states that have independent committees that do this, bipartisan or not part. And the fact that Democrats tried passing a nationwide voter reform under the John Lewis Act in 2022, how are the Democrats feeling? I mean, Indiana, I'm sorry to ask, but how are you all handling all this?
Well, you know, we're trying to apply as much pressure on the governor not to call a special session in the first place, and on the legislative leaders not to go through with this gerrymandering if he does. But, you know, I've said that, you know, we're basically in a knife fight for democracy, and we better act like it. So we've got to fight with everything we've got. We don't have much to work with here in Indiana, but we got to try to rally the public to get involved and see if we can push back on this. Because if this precedent takes hold, and we could have basically maps being redrawn every 2 years. You could look back to the last election and say, oh, I'm getting a little weak in those precincts. I better move that around. And then if Trump is successful and the Republicans maintain their majority in the U.S. House of Representatives only because of these gerrymandered seats, they're not going to have any legitimacy. And, people are going to say, like, why should I pay attention to this Congress when they're not really legitimate? They basically cheated to get their majority. And now you're in really big trouble if you want to have a vibrant democracy when people no longer believe the institutions that govern them have legitimacy.
Yeah. Are you seeing energy from constituents, from the folks of Indiana? Because there's so much happening so fast all the time that it's hard for people to react to things, right? It's whether it's the town halls about the big brutal bill, or we just saw that the now they're cutting these union contracts for Veterans Affairs, and so there's so much happening. What are you hearing from constituents?
Well, you're absolutely right. It's exasperating because I hear from constituents all the time about this stuff going on in Congress and at the federal level that they're concerned about. And this comes along. We really just found out for sure that the governor was kind of leaving the door open for this maneuver yesterday afternoon. And so in the short period of time, we already have people planning a rally at the State House, I think, for 8 a.m. tomorrow. So I think you're going to probably see a lot of people in Indianapolis. Maybe, I guess they're going to do a sit-in in the Capitol. But I wouldn't be surprised if there are a few people trying to find where Vice President Vance might be so they could let him know they don't really appreciate this approach to democracy.
It is mind-boggling. Ken and I were talking off the air that if you had told us, 10 years ago that something like this, 20 years ago, that something like this could happen, he wouldn't believe you. I mean, this does feel it feels like end times for democracy. I mean, although I think that we're already there when people are being kidnapped off the street by people LARPing as law enforcement and sending them to gulags without due process. Anyway, there's so many things representatives are happening. What do you? I mean, I don't even. Honestly, Ken, I don't even know what to ask at this point.
I know. I can see it on your face.
Yeah, I mean, the idea that he thinks he deserves these seats because what?
So my question for you is, what are you hearing anything from your counterparts across the aisle on this?
I haven't heard anything from them. I really haven't had an opportunity, to speak with them, so it's a little bit unclear. I mean, the other interesting thing is the National Conference of State Legislators have a big conference every year, and that was just in Boston this week. So a lot of people have actually been out there attending that conference. And I think that I heard that the Speaker of the House maybe returned early from that conference. So that makes me wonder if maybe something's up.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, okay. I mean, do you have any good relationships with people across the aisle? Good conversations where, they're like, anyone say, I'm sorry, I'm doing this. I have to go along with the party line and I'm afraid of Trump and this is what I've got to do.
Yeah, I have some, decent relationships. You always kind of hear the same thing, like, gosh, you really made a great argument there, but, I got to vote with, my team, basically. Or, gee, if I voted that way, I'd get primaried out. And that kind of thing. And that's the other thing that's really corrosive about these gerrymandered districts that I guess they're going to try to make worse is most of the Indiana districts are 65 to 70% Republican. And that means that they don't really have to fear the general election voter. They don't have to worry about those independents, those swing voters. As long as they can keep their MAGA base happy, they're going to get reelected. The general election just becomes a formality. And so that means that all of their energy and focus is on just keeping their own base happy. And that's why we get so many extremes now. If we could get back to the older system before all this technology added so much precision to gerrymandering, we would have members more concerned about what do the people in the middle think, what are the people who aren't, super attached to one party or the other, that kind of swing back and forth based upon how they think things are going at any one election. And, you would have people push back toward the middle. And unfortunately, it just keeps getting a little more extreme each election cycle.
Well, that's the thing I was going to ask you about next, because if I recall correctly, President Obama won Indiana, and it doesn't feel like it was that long ago. I mean, I know it was 17 years ago,
yes, it was.
But still, we've talked a lot about the idea that somehow the messaging from Democrats isn't, it's not resonating. And yet the things that we stand for do. If you took individually what we fight for, which is, fair wage, affordable health care, access to housing, even abortion rights, those things all poll well. But when we say them, we're discussing commies. And I argue that a lot of that has to do with not just social media, but the banging of the drum for 50 years that we are terrible people, because the Republicans they don't care what our message is, it seems, right?
Yeah, I think that on, economic and quality of life issues, that Democrats are on the right side of the policies, but you have Republicans being so good at ginning up the culture wars. So, for example, they'll start attacking trans people, and they'll be talking about trans athletes playing in high school or collegiate sports, and there'll be like maybe 2 in the entire country.
Correct.
And so the Democrats will say, well, we need to defend this marginalized community that's being shamelessly attacked. And then you come back to your district and people say, how come you guys only care about trans people? How come you're not working on, the price of eggs or other problems? And it's just frustrating because the Republicans are very good at keeping the people focused on these cultural issues. And so each party, I think, is seen as, which side of the culture wars are you on? Yeah. And we're not able to cut through that to get to the real bread and butter issues that matter.
Man, I know. I'm trying to find. Do you have a silver lining? We're talking to. I'll give you a second on that. Yeah. Indiana State Representative Matt Pierce of the 61st District. Is there anything we can do to help? Obviously, talking about this, getting people informed. I know we have listeners in Indiana. What would you like to share with us as perhaps a silver lining or a call to action, or both?
Yeah, I think the key thing is that people cannot lose hope. I think in Indiana, because the Republicans have had such ironclad control on things since 2011, that people have kind of decided, or a lot of people have, they're like, oh, well, this is just the way things are in Indiana. And that only like half the people vote. We have some of the lowest turnout in the country. And so if we just activated a percentage of the people who have just decided the government is not relevant to their lives, that it doesn't matter who's running the state house and Congress, if we got those people engaged, found the way to make them feel like this is important enough to be involved, I think you could turn things around here. And that's the biggest problem I see. It's just people have lost hope. They become disconnected. Part of that's because, if you're a single mom struggling to get by and you're working a couple jobs and you're trying to figure out how you're going to get health care for you and your kids, you don't have a lot of energy left to be, out knocking on doors or being in a political campaign. So that's part of the problem.
Well, I want to thank you so much for sounding the alarm bell, and again, as you mentioned, that you're in a knife fight to preserve democracy, and also the representative is featured in a Newsweek article if you want to read more about the battle in Indiana to preserve what's left of democracy in this country, because this is where we do need to draw the line. Please don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll feature you anytime to have these conversations. Again, call to action to soothe our concerns, because you did a very nice job there of telling us not to lose hope, because I have a lot of screaming in my head, sir. I hope that are you able to do some self-care? Like, are you sleeping okay? Are you reading anything or watching some shows, listening to music? What do you do to make sure you're making it day to day?
I can just get myself into a Zen-like state where I can just focus on some of the positive things and just keep battling ahead, because it does get dispiriting sometimes. But I just tell myself that, if you don't get in the fight and try to change, you really can't give up. So it keeps me going, and I'm ready for the fight.
I can tell your sleeves are rolled up, and I appreciate that.
Thank you so much for your work.
And again, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to support you in any way we can.
I appreciate it, and thanks so much for shining the light on this issue.
Absolutely. Have a good night, and I'm going to try to go be Zen tonight too. Yes. I'll be thinking about you guys. Thank you very much. Is there a website you want folks to go to learn more about you, or any outlets you'd like the folks to learn more?
Well, I'm going to get killed by my communications people because I don't remember the address for the Indiana House Democratic Caucus, but just Google up Indiana House Democratic Caucus, and I'm sure you'll get the information you need.
I had it a second ago. It is IndianaHouseDemocrats.org, folks. That's IndianaHouseDemocrats.org. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Let's take a break here, and we'll head into the home stretch. We've got the phone lines open, 773-763-9278, if you want to join our conversation, or you want to text us on the Credo Mobile phone and text line. That's 773-763-9278. Credo Mobile, better for the planet and for people. Go to credomobile.com. We'll be right back.
You know that you can listen to Chicago's Progressive Talk on WCPT AM 820. Stream us live at WCPT820.com and on the TuneIn Radio app. Or you can ask Alexa, Siri, or Google to play WCPT from TuneIn. But now you have another option. We're simulcasting our programming overnights. 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. on WSBC AM 1240 for a clearer reception in and around the city. Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820. And now overnights on WSBC 1240 AM, where facts matter.
That's the sound of the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program, saving you money and energy. With rebates on Energy Star appliances, so you can come back to a home full of savings. Discover more ways to save at ComEd.com/home savings. ComEd, powering lives.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
For the longest time, it was hard for me to even get out of the house, much less do a backside 180. It took me a bit to understand what was going on, but eventually I learned I had anxiety. Now I'm getting help for it and feeling so much better. Sure, some days are better than others, but the whole thing about getting out of the house, that's not really an issue anymore.
Mental health care is working to see what it can do for you at mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk, where facts matter.
Chicago continues to lead the way with progressive values and in preserving democracy. Your support of the Minocqua Brewing Company Super PAC efforts in Wisconsin and beyond strengthens the fight against MAGA Republicans. You can now purchase progressive beers like Labor Lager, Love Wins Fruited Sour, and the Resistance IPA in Chicago at Rogers Park Provisions, Diversity Beer, Wine and Spirits in Lakeview, Park West Liquor, Wine and Beer in Lincoln Park, Logan Square Liquors, and Tip Top Food and Liquors in Westtown. Visit MinocquaBrewingCompany.com for all their Chicagoland locations. As always, no matter how bad our sports teams are, please drink responsibly.
From city streets to political beats, you're driving it home with Patti Vasquez, where progressive talk fuels the ride.
Heading into the home stretch, it's been a wild show in the sense that sort of we've had some laughter. I maybe shared too much information about an experience I had while caring for my son at the hospital because my guard was down, and then we talked to our friend Jordan Parker, who is extraordinary. We had Jim on the line talking about how he gets loud at bars and drinks 15 cups of coffee.
I would love
like
to hang
Ken
out with
Mejia-Beal does.
Jim.
I mean, so would I.
I want to.
We have so many people on the phone. But before we get to them, and I don't. Have you heard my rapid transmit? I do like that, but I don't know if I have to push them into the like short segments. But you were saying off the air what we really need to do.
I've been saying this for a long time, and now I'm begging. Now it's a beg instead of a speech. We as liberals have to do better at listening to non-voters, and I've been saying this for years. But I did a listening tour during the last election, and I went to several states, and I talked to particularly black and brown voters who were going to sit this election out or possibly switch parties. And the key theme was Democrats say they fight for me, but they're not listening to me.
Right.
And that is, we have to do better. And by that, I mean, and this has even happened to me when I critique Democrats. I'll get some crazy person in my DMs going, "You're not a Democrat because you're not defending us and Trump, Trump, Trump." And it's like, okay, but I have a right to voice my concerns as a black person or as a marginalized person. And instead of you telling me to shut up and not talk about it, why don't you listen?
Right.
We have to do better at listening. The only way that we are going to win anything is by getting new voters, period.
Yep.
If you don't see that, I don't know how to show you that. But even with all this gerrymandering, when you look at the numbers, we can still win if we can get the non-voters.
Yeah.
Like, let's say all of our plans fall through. What do we do next? We have to get the non-voters. And the only way to get them is to listen to them.
Well, that was
that's all I can say.
I think you're right. And that was part of the brilliance behind Rock the Vote back in 1992 when I was in college. And it was a bus tour. It was going to talk and listen and all those things. By the way, what are your thoughts on Beto O'Rourke? Because I see that he's doing a tour.
I wish that he had a bigger platform. I think he does a great job of listening. I think we have a lot of empathetic leaders within our party that are not getting the traction. Because I do feel, and I'm probably going to get DMs for saying this too, but I do feel our party tends to gravitate towards people that defend the Democrats versus defending the general public. And that's where we're falling apart. And I told you during the commercial break how I feel about political machines. And I think that they turn off voters because people like to feel that they have a choice. And we're not doing well. And when you have political machines, yes, you are winning in your neighborhood. Good for you. But overall, you're turning off folks. And I think the only way to win people back is to have more elected officials, to have leadership that is leaning towards doing what's right for the general public, not doing what's right for the general party. Because when we do what's right for the people, we in turn do what's right for the party. And I think that's the part that's slipping through the cracks.
I wish I had my applause audio.
It's okay. Thank you. I usually say that with on a soapbox, but now I'm begging. Like my soul is in tears right now because we have to do this.
Yep.
We have to.
Well, let's see what's on folks' mind. Roosevelt. I haven't talked to Roosevelt in a couple of days. Roosevelt, how are you doing, my friend?
Hello, Patty. Hello, Dan. How you doing?
Hey, Roosevelt.
Hey.
I kind of disagree with you a little bit, and I'll tell you why.
Sure.
Didn't Kamala Harris do exactly what you just said?
No.
And
hold on.
Okay,
let him answer. Well, you asked a question and he was responding.
Yeah,
but I wasn't done with the question.
Sorry, Roosevelt.
Everything you said, it was for the general public, and we always talk about the Democratic Party as a big tent. And the message I'm getting from you is that we don't do for the general public. When I think that's exactly what Harris did. She went so far as to even get Republicans to speak here in Chicago. And that's never happened. And that's the general public. The general public is in the middle. And I think she reached out for the middle. And there's my example, being the fact that she put under her tent Cheney and anybody that was Republican.
I think that Ken. Hold on. Okay, so I think that Ken and I both have concerns about whether or not that was helpful, because that's not what Ken's talking about. He's not saying reach out to the people in the middle. Go ahead, Ken.
What I mean is, so yes, she did do a good job of reaching across the aisle, which I think we should do. What I mean is the non-voters, the people who are sitting the election out. And once again, this is just based on my experience from listening to these non-voters, is they feel that both parties have abandoned them. And I think what Vice President Harris did was she reached across the aisle, which I think is great, with Cheney, but it also turned off a lot of the non-voters who felt like, okay, so she's trying to get the Republicans to vote for her while ignoring us as non-voters. That's all.
Yeah, I think that reaching out to Republicans isn't how. I mean, if they're disenchanted by both parties, how is reaching out to the Republicans a way to bring them in?
I can answer that. Thank you for saying that. Because it wasn't necessarily Republicans. Because the Republican Party left them, such as Adam Kinzinger and Harris. It's not the Republican Party anymore. It's the MAGA party. You mentioned the word MAGA. It doesn't belong to the Republicans anymore. It belongs to Trump because he's a dictator. And I'll give you another example, exactly what you guys have been talking about, Texas and Florida. Let's face it, they always talk about states' rights, but now it's what the dictator wants. If the dictator wants to, shake up Texas, all he's got to do is dictate his orders, and it's going to become. Look what's happening in Florida. Same thing.
Yep.
With these alligator, and it's the same thing. Either DeSantis did it to please Trump, or Trump dictated an order to do and build these awful detention centers.
Yep. I have to get to two more phone calls. Sorry, Roosevelt. Thank you for making your points. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Let me get to Paul in Seattle. Welcome to Rapid Transmit. Go ahead, Paul. Oh, sorry.
Welcome to Rapid Transmit.
What's in your mind?
Okay, thanks. The only thing I can say about the non-voter is I have rarely heard a non-voter make a coherent statement about what it is that they want. I think the somewhat likely voter, the one, they ask you, are you very likely to vote, somewhat likely to vote, somewhat unlikely to vote, or not likely to vote at all? The somewhat likely voter is who did not show up for the Democrats and this time around. And the reason is because the Democrats are perceived often as losers. They'll snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
That's a good point.
That's true.
Yep. Thank you, Paul.
And here's the thing.
Drop the mic there. Drop the mic. I got to go to Jim in Chicago. Hey, Jim, what's on your mind? Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, we're the oldest political party in the history of the United States, the Democratic Party. We're not going anywhere. We had a trifecta in 2020. But Holcomb said it right. This is war. I can feel it's war. It's war when you're using tactics like gerrymandering, this nut going to Indiana, trying to steal seats around. We could do the same thing, Pat.
Thanks, Jim.
Doors closing.
We have got to end the show. Ken Mejia-Beal, go to youth-outlook.org. to go. That's the best way I can get to everybody that was on hold. I hate leaving people on hold, but I can't leave. Anyway, thank you, Lady B. Thank you to our sponsors. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.
Warm temperatures are here, so make sure your AC is ready for the heat of the season by calling ARS Rescue Rooter. Take advantage of our $49 HVAC tune-up today by calling 1-800-856